So, Valkyrie's brother passed away, and instead of being in grief, she is happy that he passed away.
But why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
She didn't stop there. She shit-talked her mom, who has sympathy for her dead brother. I think she has the effect of Miskiff's demon time, and when she saw that people are supporting her brother instead of her, she responds by saying that people need to have more empathy for her because of what she went through. Sneako has reacted too and actually toasted Valkyrae, and on the other side, obviously, it was the perfect time for Mr. Demon Time Miskiff to farm the situation. So here's what happened. Valkyrie's sibling passes away and she talks openly about their fractured relationship and messy family history.
I didn't stream yesterday. My brother passed away yesterday, and I had like my meetings, and my mom called me and she was like, yeah, Mark died. And I was like, oh.
Within minutes, she is clipped everywhere, framed as selfish and outright cruel. The issue isn't that someone feels different about a loss. The issue is choosing to broadcast those feelings to a massive audience while other people connected to that loss. Parents, partners, children who are still processing it privately.
And so, he had a really bad alcohol problem, and he passed away.
Then comes the wave of reactions. Some fans rush in with unconditional defense. Some say, you don't owe anyone forgiveness. Others say, why would you ever talk like this in public? Both sides talk past each other because the real argument isn't forgiveness, it's exposure.
And then my mom was like crying on the phone yesterday to me, and then she was like, you should forgive him. And I was like, well, yeah, I guess I have to because he's dead. Like, well, I don't know, this freaking sucks. Like, I don't know, I was like angry, and she was like, no, she's like, it's okay, just forgive him.
When you're a creator with a parasocial audience, your words don't land softly, they land as ammunition, and when the subject of those words can't respond, the imbalance becomes impossible to ignore. Everyone in the comments calling her strange or heartless for not feeling deep grief really doesn't understand what it's like to have a complicated, traumatic relationship with an addict in the family. As the clip spread, Demon Time Miskiff saw the clip, and as always, he wanted to farm it and somehow insert himself in the conversation.
I get it if you are not really close with your brother, but you gotta think of the family here and the kids, and even your mom, because it's still her son. You're a public figure talking about their father and how he's dead from being an
At this point, nobody cares what Miskiff says. People just want him to be nude with plushies.
You're throwing out your family's trauma out there. I think that's very wrong. People are trying to confuse the idea that Ray is psychotic to she might have just be in shock of what's going on.
And in the middle of it all, Valkyrae responds again.
Lose a family member that you don't have a good relationship with. It's very complicated. And for some reason, some people can't understand that. It's so weird. It's actually so weird.
Explaining that grief is complicated, emotions are raw, and people should show empathy, which on a human level is true.
It's like to have bad relationships with family members will probably understand. I don't know how to describe it to people. I genuinely don't. I don't know.
But the internet doesn't rewind. Once you hit go live, you don't get to choose how your vulnerability is edited, interpreted, or weaponized.
I just could not believe how obliterated, once again, I was getting for not reacting the right way to my brother passing. I don't know.
On the other hand, Sneako reacted to the Valkyrae situation and absolutely cooked her. Sneako goes off on Valkyrae for publicly speaking badly about her brother after he passed away. What's wrong with you? These streamers are literal psychopaths. Do you have any soul in your body? Your job is to goon bait. Stick to that. Here's where things turn uncomfortable. The conversation shifts away from the loss itself and towards the streamer's feelings about backlash. Valkyrae is not concerned about the family members left behind, not the kid is losing a parent, not the private grief happening off camera, but the stress of being criticized online. This is why people get so angry. It feels like the spotlight never moves away from the influencer, even when the tragedy didn't start with them. And that perception, fair or not, fuels the outrage cycle. The deeper problem is cultural. Streaming culture rewards immediate answers. Silence is treated like weakness. Privacy is treated like irrelevance. If you don't talk about it, someone else will. So creators feel pressure to address everything instantly, even moments that probably shouldn't be content. When your job is your personality and your personality is your product, the line between sharing and oversharing disappears. So, where does that leave us? This whole saga isn't really about one streamer or one bad decision, it's about what happens when grief collides with cloud. When private pain gets processed through public platform, you can believe grief is complicated and still believe some things shouldn't be live streamed. You can reject fake outrage while also acknowledging real harm. Watch this video next and don't forget to like and subscribe. Cheers!